Alright everyone. JJK video Extreme 2, Eso and Kechizu. This is going to be a quick guide. It is a 7-turn clear, but I will say it's very, very consistent. The only time this doesn't work is if Yaga gets targeted on turn 2 by both Eso and Kechizu's attacks. He can't quite take that much damage, but the plan is here. Damage reduction on this first turn, and then you want to use Pride and Gojo's third skill on your green man, Kechizu. And then we're going to heal up with both Megami and Nanami's green Nanami's, SSR green Nanami's recollection bits. And we want 2 stacks of Nanami's self-buff skill, because that will allow his third skill to break Kechizu in 2 hits. And what that means is that we don't need to worry about him ulting for a second time, and you'll be pretty much good to go from there. So oftentimes what you want to do here is you can even just hit with Yaga on the first turn. That way you can get his buffs up for basically the entire round, which means that on the last turn you can actually use his ult in concert with Gojo's for some really big damage, or use it in concert with Nanami, or do it the turn before Nanami and Gojo ult at the same time. It's much of a muchness really, but it all works out quite well. So I've got 2 clears. They both are doing the exact same thing, so it's easy enough for you to sort of figure it out and just follow along. So here again, you can either use Collapse or the self-buff. I prefer the self-buff here, and say it's a bit more consistent. And after Kechizu is broken, you can just start using Composure of the Strong on Eso, whatever, on the stronger brother. And you want to have Megami up front so that when you're using the ults, you're totally good to go. And his first skill, Post Domain, will always trigger first before any ults. So that's the main process that you want to be going through. And you want to get 2 stacks of Gojo's skill on Eso, and from there it's really just a case of throwing out your ults, and that's all you really need to do. So here we might have been able to do it we might have been able to do it on the 6 star, but it's not 100% sure. But as you can see, Nanami does some really good damage there. Yaga also hits really hard. Well, he doesn't hit really hard, but he gives everyone buffs and makes them take more damage after this with all the buffs being stacked up. So it makes life much, much simpler for you. Gojo hits for about 5.6 million. My Gojo is 97 with 0 dupes in him. I reckon I could easily do this on turn 6 if he had 1, maybe 2 dupes in him. Definitely with 1, because he gets all of the stats bonuses. So he gets plus 25 to stats. This is obviously the second clear doing the same thing. Just making sure I've got all of that stuff up. Having a quick read. But yes, that's all you really want to do on this. It's fairly simple when it comes down to it. You've just got to have all the right units. At this point, I don't think Megami is replaceable, and I don't think Gojo is replaceable. And if you want it consistent, I don't think Nanami is replaceable. So all of those things combined makes it a little bit difficult if you want to get consistent units. I'm sure there's definitely ways where you could replace Nanami with Momo and have her either stun or buff you up and all that sort of stuff, which sort of hope they attack Gojo most of the time, but I find that to be a very annoying circumstance to try and hope and pray for. So it's one of those things where you just sort of gotta, I don't know, I'm just running with it, and maybe I'll try and reset later down the line. for the 6-turn thing, but I'm not particularly fussed. I've got my favorite title, which is the My Homie one, and I'm just rocking that at this point. So that's how I did it. Let me know if you found another way that's consistent and works pretty much all the time. As I said, this has a very high success rate. It's just contingent on Yaga not getting attacked twice on turn 2. And once you've done that, you're pretty much free to go. You can see Nanami gets the stun there. And Bob's your uncle. Alright guys, I'll catch you in the next one. Hope this helped. And we'll see you later. Peace.
手加減はしてあげるよ。
では教育の時間だ。
その程度。もう一展開。を上げて。今ならこっちが有利だ。さて行きますよ。それじゃおしまいにしようか。
では教育の時間だ。
その程度は頭角呪法ガラガラ。
最後まで気は抜く。
今ならこっちが有利だ。
さて準備は。
これはいけませんね。それじゃおしまいにしようか。ガラキ
行くぞ総力戦だ。これで払い切る。
挙式紫。あなたなら当然でしょう。
サトル。
はーい。まあ最強だからね。